Hello everyone, I'm your host the Professor and welcome to Ref Class. If you've been enjoying this content so far, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Your comment matters to me, so please feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section. Are you ready, Ref Class? Let's go to work. When it comes to bench decorum, it's important to keep in mind that the players on the bench, as well as the assistant coach and the head coach, are important people when it comes to managing this game. And in certain situations, managing a game is a lot tougher than officiating a game. Take this situation for example. It's the end of the game, less than 20 seconds left on the clock, and the coach of the visiting team has no chance of winning. In this moment, the head coach decides to leave his coaching box, find the nearest official within earshot, and give that official a piece of his mind about his thoughts of the basketball game. So what do? Do you penalize the head coach with a technical foul? Do you turn and say something to him? Or do you let it go through one ear and out the other? And what if that official is your partner, and you can see and hear the conversation? Then what would you do? Or what about this scenario? This video is from last season. The visiting head coach received an indirect technical foul for one of her players slamming the basketball during warm-ups. The score is tied, but if you take a look at the foul count, things are just not going her way, and then this happens. Officials, how much leeway will you give in this situation? Officials, disrespect should never be tolerated. With that said, coaches and players do get emotional every now and again, and so do we. It's important to identify their emotions as it relates to the game and handle the situation accordingly. For example, a few things we can do in this clip that'll help is move away. So instead of standing there, stand here. And if you hear a statement that's not technical foul worthy, just let them vent. If it's a question, give a rulebook response. And if they're asking that question in a hostile manner, tell them you'll come back to answer them later when things cool off. Have you ever been a part of a game where two head coaches trash talk each other from each side of their bench? This happens more often than we think, and especially during AAU season. Officials, it's up to us to let the coaches know that this behavior is unsporting. You can do it with a bench warning or a direct technical foul towards both head coaches. Listening in with the purpose of hearing a head coach use profanity or disrespectful words only leads to things getting worse. When things get uncomfortable, try to remember this saying: what you permit, you promote. We've all been here before. A long play, lots of action, lots of moving parts. And as officials, from time to time we lose focus. During plays like this, we're not only responsible for our primary, but we're also responsible for assisting in our secondary. The head coach of the visiting team will not agree with the league's ruling on this play. Let's see how he reacts. Officials, if you're able to provide help to the primary ruling official, do so. If you're able to help with bench decorum, do that as well. Doing nothing while your partner gets chewed out is simply not an option. If you're not sure what to say, try this. Coach, please remain in your coach's box. My partner will come over to respond to you as soon as he gets a chance.
It's a one-point game.
Let's take a look at this transition play.
And a seesaw battle so far.
There's going to be a lot to consider on this play. Take this for example. A possible travel? No. Fumble? How about a foul on the double team? No. Still good.
Bottled up.
The head coach for the home team senses trouble and decides to request a timeout. I'm sorry, ref class. I failed to mention that this video is also from last season, and the head coach received an indirect technical foul for his players slamming the basketball during warm-ups. This means that the head coach does not have the coaching box privilege. Okay, now that you're all caught up, let's play the clip.
Fighting, battling for the ball, and a reach-in foul. Yeah, that was on Tremel Darden Jr.
Not only was a timeout not granted to the head coach, his team turned the ball over, then committed a foul. Officials, this chain of event of plays will drive a coach crazy. And unless the coach is disrespectfully addressing you, let him vent. Okay, let's see how this plays out.
So the reach-in on Darden Jr. The fourth team foul.
The coaches end up getting the T, but not the one they were hoping for. Officials, knowing when to walk away or to stay away is sometimes the best move. Coaches may not always be ready and willing to hear our explanation as to why we missed a play. And we may not always be ready and willing to explain why we missed a play. And that's okay too. In these moments, try saying this. Coach, please give me a minute to process what I just saw. I'll come back to explain it later. Alright, fellow officials. In this play, this is one that we've all either done before or witnessed a partner do. The head coach knows that if the foul is on white 23, she's disqualified. The referee knows it too. Let's see what happens. White 23 starts to walk towards the bench, knowing that the foul is on her and she's just been disqualified. But the official decides to change the game. He records the foul to a different play. The head coach for the blue team does not take this kindly and decides to have words with the ruling official. This is not over, ladies and gentlemen. The head coach requests a timeout, then asks the ruling official if they can get a site director over to rectify the situation. Officials, if you choose to dig yourself so far in the hole, it's important that you take everything that comes with it. If we remain true to the game, we do not have to worry about being in uncomfortable situations such as this. This game was close from start to finish, and the player that was supposed to foul out scored another basket from this point out. However, the blue team held on and won the game. Whether a team wins or loses, there's something more important we need to consider when we're out refereeing these basketball games. And that is integrity. There is a lesson to learn in watching this video, and the lesson is simple. Don't cheat. During this play, the ball handler for the white team will get hand checked once she reaches the inside volleyball line in her front court from the time she passes the ball to a teammate. Although rhythm, speed, balance, and quickness was not affected on this play, this is a foul. In this freeze frame, the ruling official finally decides to penalize red 3 when white 10 shoves red 3 away. Not only did the trail official fail to rule a hand-checking foul on red 3, or rule a double foul against both players who illegally contacted each other, he decided to only rule a team control foul against white 10. After reporting the foul, the head coach of the white team decided to have words with the ruling official, and the ruling official was left with no option but to listen and agree, because the head coach was correct. A breakdown of the on-court play was addressed in the previous episode. During this clip, we're going to address bench decorum. The gentleman standing is the head coach of the visiting team. There was no illegal contact on this play, and both the head coach and the assistant coach are doing their best to squeeze a whistle out of this referee. And here's why. The visiting team is down 9 with over 5 minutes to go, and the coaching staff is going to do everything they can to fight for their team. So while in transition from trail to lead, unless you hear something unsporting, allow one of your partners to address bench decorum. With your back to the bench, your partners will have a better chance of determining whether or not they deserve a bench warning or a technical foul. What about this play, ref class? There's 5.4 seconds left in the game, the black team trails by 1, and they have to go the entire length of the court to make a basket. There's lots of pressure in moments like this, and anything can happen, so stay ready. Do you believe the conduct of the head coach should be ignored? Address with no penalty, because we want the players to decide the game. Assess the bench warning. The coach's conduct must be penalized. Or a technical foul. This is an sporting act, and the coach has earned himself a technical foul. Keep your eyes on the head coach. He's not done yet. This time he tosses his clipboard, and the non-ruling official for the first technical foul is in the perfect position to see it. But what should he do? Ignore it. If I leave it alone, it'll speed the game up. Address it with no penalty. Hey, I feel his frustration, but I gotta say something. Give him a bench warning. By rule, this is no longer an option, being they were already assessed a technical foul. However, I'm more of a spirit of the game kind of guy. Or a technical foul, and the head coach should be ejected. The head coach's actions are unsporting, and he has earned his second direct technical foul, which is an ejection. The crew on the court failed to penalize the second act. The head coach of the black team didn't say anything about it, and the game just moved on. A highly respected official who officiates at the highest level happened to be in attendance. And with the game over and the black team winning, he gave us insight on how we should have handled bench decorum on that situation. Officials, we get better when we hold each other accountable, when we discuss plays and situations in a professional and respectful manner. It's important that we listen with the intent to learn and teach without the intent to belittle. Thanks for joining me, Ref Class. And as always, I enjoy creating these videos for everyone to improve. This Ref Class session has come to an end. Good luck this season. Stay healthy, and I look forward to seeing you on the court.